This project it's titled Gender and Climate Justice in Food System, and it's being sponsored or funded by We Effect in collaboration with Zambia Climate Change Network. So this this project is about we're going to bring some trainings to farmers, and most of these trainings agroecological trainings, which are different to conventional agriculture, which farmers have been practicing. We understand that the lands that farmers are using are usually getting degraded because of the bad agricultural practices, because of the fertilizer use, dependence on GMO seeds and all that. So we're trying to bring a project that is more traditional, more agroecological than depending on the fertilizer use. So we're also trying to help farmers appreciate the traditional seeds that they were growing, the gankatas, the millets, the kapiawangus. We're trying to introduce those seeds to farmers, and we're also trying to help farmers realize that they can be able to grow products even without depending on external inputs. We understand that before the fertilizers, farmers used to farm without using fertilizer, but after the fertilizer came in, because of trying to have high output of their products, and with time the land ended up being degraded and having a high dependence on the fertilizer when the land is degraded. So we want to work on their lands so that even if with the impacts of climate change, they are able to harvest something in their fields. We want to promote food security. So we also want to bring the justice to the environment. So this project, it's not a long-term project. It's just a short-term project. Initially, it started in September, but we've been doing some activities.
September this year.
Yes. We've been doing some activities, including the environmental protection dialogues. We invited some CSOs and some farmers in Nyimba District who came to attend that annual environmental protection dialogue. And now we have to implement the remaining activities on the ground. So we are hoping to do these activities between now and December. And in fact, we are going to be coming to get the impacts in the long run, but the project is short term. So we've got a few activities. So the first activity that we are planning to do is train them in agroecology, which we plan to start tomorrow with your permission. We're also trying to supply some indigenous seeds to farmers, diversify different kind of indigenous seeds to farmers so that they can be able to demonstrate what we can train them through demonstration plots and other practices. So after that, we're also trying to support these farmers with goats, some goats that they can be using, and we've also planned to have a training with them in post-harvest handling. So we wish to implement these activities between now and December, but we also, based on what we're going to do, we also have long-term plans. Probably this can just be the beginning of the genesis of everything, and in the long term we can work with these farmers. So the project itself, it's more focused on women and the youth, and also mainly women and the youth, and now we can empower them.
They are going to start with demonstrations using those seeds.
Using
the seeds which was talking about, the local indigenous seeds. So as they go further, they will even have seed banks. So the farmers will be given the first seed, it will be like they'll be giving others who are interested in growing the millets, sorghum, and those seeds which are disappearing. So that is how their project is. And even the goats, it will be on person. So if they give this group, the next generation, they will give another group to benefit so that it is sustainable. So that, like for example, this year, some of our farmers who benefited from World Vision the Zifu and the Skara, they are surviving on the same seeds, the same goats. As a result, at least the impact of climate change is not as much as those who don't have goats, as they are able to buy some food and also meet some other prerequisites. So that is the design of how they want to assist those communities. So I'm sure there is also Zambia Climate Change Network. They came here. They are doing similar activities in Muchimazi and Fizimumba. So their organization is a member of the same Zambia Climate Change Network.
There was a big debate, where they are trying to introduce or to legalize, or I don't know what term I would say, but they want to phase out our local seeds, so it becomes a law that I should not plant, I should not recycle any seed, but we should just be going for the hybrid seed. So I don't know the position of an organization such as yours, because as the traditional leaders, we came out very strongly against this issue they are talking about, So I don't know between yourselves and the government, because I don't know, also the position of government was not very clear, but it would appear as if this thing was almost reaching Parliament, that it becomes law, so all sorts of things we are I don't know where we are getting concerned. Demand for land and demand for food is ever increasing. Waste still, like for my chiefdom, because we are housing the CBD, is in this chiefdom. So business opportunities are ever growing, and the demand for natural resources is also growing. We have to feed Mr. Mbasi. He's a civil servant. He needs to buy meat. He has no field. But also a lot of other requirements. He's preparing for his retirement. He would want to put up a small house somewhere and finally have a field. All those are challenges. To the extent that the natural resources that we have, especially forest, is overexploited. So overexploitation also has its own side effects.
Here in Nyimba, I know we have realized how climate change hit this area very much, be it being in the first ecological zone or ecological zone 1, which has been affected greatly by climate change, and it has touched especially on food security. So we know and we understand that Eastern Province as a whole, it is very much food insecure. This is the reason why a Center for Environment Justice, we took this opening as an opportunity to introduce even ourselves here in your district. So if at all you will allow us, actually, because here we are here to ask for permission to actually work in your district, we would really love to work with the community members. We have been working with community members as an organization for the past 14 years, so we really have massive experience in working with the issue of working with community members.
When I was growing, when I was 5-6 years, I used to follow going into that farming. By that time, they were not using fertilizers, but it was highly productive. Now, that was somewhere around 1958. I used to follow. Now it's 2024. Certain areas produces a bit, but even if I apply so much fertilizers, the fine production is very minimal. You know, there is that weed. What do you call it, duck, with the green and the red flowers?
Which weed?
You call it which weed?
Which weed,
Bad weed. Each time I attend a meeting on the agro what to deal with agriculture, I've been asking the doctors in agriculture. They are not telling me exactly how we can get rid of that weed. So it's a challenge. Yeah, my field. But if I grow like this, worse if we have reduced rainfall. But when you have heavy rainfall, at least that weed doesn't do very well. Yeah. From what you are explaining, as I said, if the outcomes of these engagements, such as the one you are coming up with, is helping us, you know, to sustain our land usage efficiently but effectively, then would be very appreciative.
Question number 1, nimwamene kuti muli nkhani za ulimi mitundu pangati pawiri aliyense alisengatwa ulimi wakale ulimi walomba zonse zili muti zili mumodzi koma kweni tuyang'ana ngapo pa ulimi wakale tuyang'ana ngapo pa ulimi wakudala ula enzoli matiani wangu ndipo zizochitika zotiani ko ubwino wake wa ulimi wakale ni wotiani so ngakuipa kwake kweze botiani koma tikaona ulimi wakale wenze bwino chifukwa chakuti tenzolima kuyuzinga chinji kapita kusenzera chani zinthu zozipangira sewo seka osati zochokera kuyaki mtizigule na ndalama zaso tumvwa nani
mitengo yufunika chifukwa yuya vya mweo na neo kuti tinkale bamo yala mitengo yamene mwe juba kupanga marashi ni nthawi yakuti mukashange bene mwene nkunda nabala bayakine bamene niza mujani kuti tinkale na mitengo inyinji chifukwa iyi mitengo yudonsa carbon dioxide wamene tufumya pofuna oxygen cell yeve yudonsa noteteza nyengo kudonsa carbon dioxide wamene uja uyenda kuwononga chilengedwe kuti kunkale climate change.
Malimidwe ya kale na yalomba yasiyana kozi malimidwe yalomba tuyozinga fertilizer kale tenzolima chiliye fertilizer so palilomba apa tavutika chifukwa mafertilizer yatulimira natonto ochepa ndi bantu tapaka fertilizer yachepa
amene mationa pano pamunda muona bantu bena bali malima uko bakampakampa kabugwe ka CJ wapera kutifunsapo malimidwe yamene tinakoze kulima kuti manzi tingasunge bwanji kapena mamene tingasungire manzi yamene kufungula kati yalokwa tingasunge bwanji manzi kuminda yathu so muona pa bantu wali tize kutifunzisa kalimidwe kasopano komanso kupanga mibedi monga yamene monga tipanga apa yachedwa kusema half moon komanso kulinjira zinango zamene tingakoze kuchita kupambana apa ndipo tikali kuno kaka nthawe kuti tiphunzire komanso tilime malimidwe yasopano.
I stand here to appreciate, of course, the organization under ZCCN, of course, in CEJ, for this protocol that they brought here in Kamono Agricultural Camp. We are focused that the ministry and the farmers who adopted such kind of layout. We can't wait to applaud, of course, the implementing factors, which are the company itself, of course, the funders of the project. We are saying we are grateful here as Nyimba District to have you in the district, of course, to do this project here. So therefore, we urge you to support us fully. The farmers, as you can see, they are ready to do the activity, and the activity, the adoption rate, we know it's going to be high. Thank you so very much. A lot of things that we can speak, but we know that this is going to work here in Nyimba. As we know, Nyimba is a valley. Uyu mutengo amene muona uya lolani kumwamba. Lolani kumwamba. Uya vyakula kulengalenga. Kupaya kaja kamuchizunga ozonelea. Kala kakapayika kamuchizunga ozonelea kala. Koyezererako kuti ayi zuba isabalenga. Mwamvwa. Lomba iyi carbon dioxide amene itosa mitengo. Pamene bafunika kubyala mitengo. Ibandani. Onani. Lolani uku. Lolani uku. Lolani uku. Maoni. Mwechita chinji kwa. Then after mwatenda, pansi pamene pala, mwenda mugalauza pali ponse mwa. Mukagalauza pali ponse, kugalauza pali ponse, ndiye kuti yala futi muchoselatu vala voze vile pala vulutira. Nango makolo. Chafunika mweo, musamalire, samalire na ntaka, samalire na mite, kwa yani mukati. Sipasa ini manjolo mwakwiye.